So let's get into the actual texting process. Like my texting process, what I think works the best is the most efficient, literally just like 5 fucking texts. I don't send any more than 5 texts. So the first one, I want you to stop texting. The first message you're gonna send a girl is a video message. And the reason why is it's extremely interactive. She's like seeing what's happening. It reminds her of your persona that she actually met in person. You immediately stand out from every guy who's messaging her. Like every guy who's texting her or messaging her on Instagram, you immediately stand out. Like there's like, fuck, I got a video message from this guy. A lot of people will be like, you know, I'll get the girl's number, text her, and then I'll try to call her. Calling is actually very intrusive. Matter of fact, one of my game mentors was telling me to call, and I was like, people don't fucking do that in our age. Like, they just do not do that anymore. Like, huh?
I know exactly.
I was like, people don't do that at our age. Like, it just doesn't happen. Like, if someone, like, I actually had a girl call me, and I was like, why the fuck is this girl calling me? So I can imagine how a girl thinks when you're calling her. So don't call anymore, and send a video message. So you immediately stand out, and then if in the video you're going like, hey, da-da-da, like your state's very high, you're having a lot of fun, you're happy, you're enjoying yourself, through that video, she's feeling that state as well. She's feeling that emotional state, so she's like, immediately feels positivity through a video message that she got from one guy. What do you think she's gonna think? Like she's not gonna answer like, oh, I don't like this, like the fact that he sent me a video message. Again, if you're someone who, just give me 1 second. If you're someone who is valuable, you're on your purpose, you don't want to waste time, you value your fucking time, you don't want to be texting and bantering back and forth. It just doesn't make sense. What was it?
Like in your video message, would you be doing like something cool, or like would you just be like in your room?
Right?
Yeah.
So I asked, in the video message, are you doing something cool, or is it just something very simple, right? Cool. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to actually say like the lazy video message that I send that's also very fun. You don't have to be fucking rock climbing and be like, hey girl, I'm like rock climbing right now. I'm fucking 3,000 feet high. Matter of fact, that's actually too much. So the simpler it is, the better it is. So I'll get into like what I actually send in a little bit. If she says like, I'm not sure when I'm free, I have to get my schedule, da-da-da. I send one text and that's cool, all good, we'll figure it out later. That's it. I'll leave it at that. And then basically like whenever she said she's gonna figure it out, like, oh, I have to figure out my schedule in a week from now, da-da-da, I'll message her then and re-engage, right? So I'll send something like, there's certain re-engagement, this is where you get kind of creative. I'll send something like, dear diary, I wonder what name has been up to, ... right, in quotations. So then you re-engage and then immediately you go back into figuring out logistics. If by like the second or third time she's not giving me her logistics and when she's free, I don't waste time. I don't want to continue bantering back and forth. Again, I just want to find the most efficient way that I can get a girl out on a date. If she's like, oh cool, I'm free a couple days here and there, what were you thinking? Then I give her 2 options. So I say, cool, does this day at this time work better for you or this day at this time? That's it. And then she'll be like, Wednesday at 7 p.m. is fine with me, right? And then the last message I'll send to her is, cool, I'll message you on the day of whatever we're doing. So there's no need, like I'll have guys who will message me who will be like, you know, I messaged her, we set the date. Do I keep in contact with her and da-da-da-da? Like, you can, like that's all cool if you just enjoy actually texting her, but like I don't want to spend my time texting. So I'll literally say, I'll message you on the day of. And if I'm like looking for a girl who I want to date like long term, I want her to be sharp. I want her to be on top of her shit. I don't want her to be like all over the place and like, oh, like da-da-da, like this happened, that happened. So I'll message her on the day of. And basically on the day of, I send her a text 1 hour before our date just to confirm. And I don't ask like, hey, are we still going out on a date? Because that could come across like a little bit needy, like you have nothing else better to do. What I'll send is, I'll be like, hey, I was just wondering, like I'm gonna be like 10 minutes late. So is that cool with you? Like I'm just gonna be 10 minutes late. So that way, it does 2 things. It reminds her that we're having a date. And then 2, if she like forgot or something came up, she can tell me. So I don't fucking show up to the date and like waste time. This way, like this texting process, man, like you don't waste any more time and you screen out those time wasters where I'll get to. You screen out those time wasters where they're like, you're bantering back and forth. Like, sure, you can text so much. Like I've had girls who I've had on dates where like I spent like literally a fucking month texting them, right? Like just back and forth, bantering, just getting to know them. But always at the end of the date, I'm like, fuck, that was so much effort. Like I do not want to do that again. Like if you like me, if I had a solid interaction, we're going out on a date or we're not. So this really screens out those time wasters. Yes?
Yeah, so like whenever you get like flakes, do you ever like rinse and repeat, or do you just expect them to like make plans next time?
I give them 3 chances. So 3 chances and you're out.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah.
Asked if, you know, the girl flakes on you or she forgets, whatever happens, something comes up. Do you just expect her to set the date again, or do you actually try to re-engage and meet up again? So I give girls 3 chances. If they fuck up all those 3 chances, I'm not messaging them again.
Yo, so I've actually talked to girls about this after you taught me this, and they're like, I like how we just didn't text back and forth before the date, because the girl's like, it just kills the attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this way too, like another thing that's like related to that, it's like this way, it's like, holy shit, this guy wastes no time. He clearly must be doing cool shit in his life. He's very like to the fucking point. He's no bullshit. Versus like when you're texting back and forth trying to find those witty messages and like bantering, what happens is like, she's like, oh, like this guy doesn't have the balls to just ask for it and go for it. I actually had a girl who I was texting back and forth like so long, and then it got to a point where she literally told me, she's like, hey, like, are you gonna ask me out? And I was like, fuck, like I should have probably done this like the first message. And yeah.
Do you call girls out too? Like if they flake like once or something, do you call them out and be like, the fuck was that? Like why are you wasting my time doing that?
So again, like the 1 hour confirmation text, like why it's so good is because if they decide to flake, then I'm like, cool, that's fine. Like if something came up or you forgot or whatever, that's fine. Like as long as I don't show up to the date. If she says like, that's cool, and then I show up to the date and she's not there, then I'll be obviously fucking pissed. I'll be like, yo, like we set this time, da da da, and then I'll probably never see her again. But if they're like, if I send the 1 hour confirmation text or like something came up or like, oh fuck, I have like other plans now, I just give them 3 chances, I reschedule, and what you can also send this, I actually learned this from Vadim, is like send like a leveling text, he calls it. And basically a leveling text is like, listen, like I'm a very busy guy, I don't want to like waste time, da da da, like you're a cool girl, but like if you don't want to come out and like da da da, just let me know. It's fine with me, like, you know, you go your way, I'll go my way, it's all cool. So that's a good thing that you can send, like if by the 3rd time like she's not meeting up, if you really like liked her energy and everything, but she keeps flaking, then you can send like a leveling text, and that will like, you know, you can get a vibe or like the answer from her. I actually learned this from a promoter, like almost like the text that he sends is like he's the girl. Like girls are like da da da, and then he'd be like, yeah, cool, haha. Like, and it's because he has like so many girls hitting him up that at this point he just doesn't give a fuck. And girls want to actually meet up with him because they immediately know like, oh, this guy's like fucking high value. He's not like over trying on text. So that's the texting process. So here's like the basic bitch template. Yeah, what's up?
I was wondering when a girl say I'm not sure like when are my disponibility, you wait and you ask her later.
So what's your name?
Yeah.
Cool. Asked, if a girl says, I'm not sure when my availability is, do you just say cool and hit her up later and re-engage? So yes. So I'll just be like, cool, I'll just message you a week from now and we can figure it out from there. Because again, I don't want to text back and forth and banter. And then I'll hit her up and then try to figure out her availability then. Again, I give her 3 chances. If she's still going like, I don't know, then I give her 2 options. And if she's not okay with that, that's it. I don't text her anymore.
Okay, and I was wondering when she does flake, What I have been doing is I've been doing like I say, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. Just text me back when you're gonna be available to meet up. What do you think about that?
Girls won't text you back.
They won't. They do it sometime, and I feel like
It's-
sometimes they don't also.
It's very rare, man, because girls want the guy to take the lead. So like, if you're leaving it up to them, especially because they have other guys hitting them up, they're kind of all over the place. Like girls are more like emotional and like present. So it's like even if you go out, man, like girls like you'll be having an amazing conversation and it's like, oh, Brittany, and then it's like fucking just like Brittany becomes like her world now. So like girls are like kind of all over the place. So if she's getting hit on by so many guys, again, like we talked about Instagram, text, and it's like, oh, I kind of met this cool guy, but he told me like hit him back up. She's not gonna be like, okay, let me set a reminder on my phone to hit Oliver up next week to figure out his logistics, and then go on a date with him and let him fuck me. Like that's just not gonna happen, right? So like you always have to take the lead. You always have to re-engage, and you have to basically I give them 3 chances. If they haven't done anything by then, I give them 2 options, and that's it.
Okay, because what
Again, this just makes it simpler for me. Like I don't have to waste time.
yeah, and I was wondering, what do you think about the fact that if you just say hit me back, it means like you don't really care that much, and that you're doing something else, and that you're not gonna do everything. Because when I get a flake and I text her back like a week later, I feel like I'm chasing like kind of badly.
Yeah. So
And-
it's like you want to be the guy who's like, I don't care. I have abundance. Like hit me back up. But she doesn't care either.
Okay.
Right? So who wins there, right? One thing that I like doing is I'll let her send the last text. So like I'll always let her send the last text, even if it's something simple. She says, haha, like always leave her on the last text so that when you hit her back up, it's not like she looks at her phone and is like, oh, this guy texted me twice in a row and I didn't hit him up in between, right? So I always let her text me last, and then I'll like re-engage and hit her up. And then in her mind, it like makes sense. It's like, oh, I texted him, he didn't text me back, now he's texting me. So that's the way I would go.
Who do you re-engage or like do you send like how do you re-engage? Like you gotta send something funny or witty or to re-engage?
No, you don't have to send anything funny or witty. So asked, when you re-engage, do you have to send anything funny or witty? So again, like I go right back into just logistics. You can send a re-engagement text, or you can send a video message. So you can just recycle the process. So send her another video message and go through everything again. Yep.
Hi, my name is. One of the mistakes I make is that sometimes I let text conversations go on for too long, and that sort of like takes the spark away from it. How exactly do I bring back like sexual tension without like being too overt or like?
Sexual tension
Yeah,
on
yeah,
text.
Yeah.
See her in person.
So I literally like, were you here when I said don't send anything sexual on text?
I know, right? How do I basically, if a conversation like someone loses its spark, how do I bring back like some?
Because you're texting too much. That's why it's losing a spark. If you just follow the five texts, you should be good, man. So like, just again, stop texting like back and forth. You don't need to text back and forth. A lot of guys think like, fuck, I gotta text back and forth, build that comfort. Like she might like, if I go straight into logistics, because this is another mistake that guys have made, right? So a guy will like start texting and then they'll be like, when are you free? And then a girl won't text them back, right? So they're like, fuck, I can't do it quickly. And then they'll start trying to build comfort and send these witty text messages or whatever. And then that also doesn't work because it just leads to a flop. That's why we send the video text, because it's interactive, her state goes up, and then you get into the logistics. Does that make sense? Cool.
My name is. I'm just curious about re-engagement. What's your view on sending memes to girls? Like, let's say you're following up with her a week from, like, let's say, like next week since the time you met her, and you send something like relatable kind of meme. What's your view on that?
I used to do that. I now do it with girls that I'm already dating just because I like memes, but a video message is better. Just again, all these questions just go back to video message. I'll take them first and then tag.
What about, like, what's your opinion on voice notes, like on WhatsApp?
Voice notes on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
that works as well. It's just like a level down from texting. So what you can do instead of like, you can send a video message and then send audios after that. That works as well. It's pretty convenient.
The video message you would
Especially if your vocal tonality is good.
yeah.
Like, I remember I was actually sending audio messages to one girl. She's like, she sent me like a message back. She's like, oh my God, your voice, and then like wet emojis. So like, if your voice is like deep and you can send audio messages, yeah, that's cool.
And then like the video, you would send it on Insta and or WhatsApp? Or
No. I send it straight on text.
the video message?
Yeah,
I've never done that before.
try it.
You get dates just because you sent them a video message.
Yeah, I told Jason to do it, and like literally like text me. He's like, I got a date with 2 texts, and these are like girls who are like fucking 9s and 10s.
It's a video.
Huh?
Usually, I'll get a date with just one video and then the logistics.
Yeah, and that's like sometimes you don't even need to get to the 5th text.
80 to 90% closed.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is. My question is, give me an example of the exact video text that you're sending? Like,
Yeah, so I'm getting into it right now. So the first video message that I send is, hey, Brittany, I'm just walking to this hipster coffee place, kind of scared of what I might find, possibly mustache 70s looking men. Anyways, wish me luck, happy Sunday fun day. So the way I'll send this out is like, I'll be walking in the street, like I'll do it right now. I'll put it on video, I'll record the video. I'll be like, hey, Brittany, I'm just walking to this weird hipster place. I don't know what I'm going to find, so I'm really fucking excited. Possibly a 70s mustached man. So anyways, just wanted to say happy Sunday and take care. Boom. That's it. So that video message in itself like is so fucking valuable because immediately it's like I'm showing that vibe and like she's actually feeling it through the actual video, right? So then we get into the logistics, which is like the actual text, or you can send audio if your vocal tonality is on point. So it's like, by the way, name, you're missing out. You're majorly missing out on getting this cold brew coffee or getting this whatever based on what thing you're doing. When are you free this week? Boom, that's it. Like this is my texting process. Lazy, to the point, effective. Okay. So another like video message, you can get creative with this shit. I was at Jason's place and his like condo is like really high up. So I sent this girl, I'm like, holy shit, I'm like getting over my fear of heights. Look at this, and it's like we're like really high up. I'm like, oh, hey, it's my buddy Jason, by the way. So I'm like around a cool jack dude. And he's like, look at my face, it's red. It's like, I send that to her, and then immediately she sent a video message back with her and her girlfriend. Not like girlfriend she's fucking, but like her and her girl. So then I was like, it was like, again, like she sees the value in that. She's like, oh, like now, sometimes they'll send a video message back, right? Because they want to like bring that much value as well. Like a text would be boring. So yeah, these are like the basic bitch template text that I send. Again, as a purposeful man, you don't want to waste time bantering. If she doesn't meet up, some other girl will. And you have to come from an abundance mindset, like borrow from your future. If you're going to be like a guy who's surrounded by really hot girls, really fucking cool guys, you're on your purpose, you're doing cool shit, you're actually becoming that quote unquote celebrity that you portray also on social media, then you don't want to be like, what's the witty text that I send here? And like, da-da-da, like, no, fuck that shit. Like, I don't want to waste time. Like, you're either coming out or you're not. And I'm making the process as simple as possible for her as well. Because girls don't want to get confused and be like, oh, well, he's sending these messages. Like, now I have to send a message back. Sometimes witty messages actually puts a lot of pressure on them. Because they're like, fuck, what do I say to this? So she has the same problem, right? Versus if you make it super simple, then she's like, cool, awesome. Date, meet up in person. That's it. So let's get into.
Yeah, so I talked to like some of my female friends about this, about like guys texting them and like setting up dates and whatnot. Sometimes they tell me about like guys who like set up a date or go for the date like way too quick. Like, it seems like you're only like going for like after like 1 or 2 texts. So like.
Yeah, but the only difference is those guys are saying, hey, what's up? When are you free? I'm sending a video message with me doing cool shit like, hey, da 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 da, like this is what I'm doing, da da da. And then there's context to me actually asking her out, right? And again, if I'm pumping up her state through the video, she's like, holy shit, I feel good. By the way, when are you free? Oh, I'm free this day, right? Versus most guys are like if you see on fucking Tinder, man, guys will be like, sup, hey. Like, it's like, what the fuck is that gonna do? And then they'll be like, so you trying to hang out? It's like, that's not gonna work. So let's get into like Tinder and Bumble and online. Like, if I was to rank the amount of girls that I fucked, like really hot girls, what I would say like day game and like online is on the same level at this point for me, because I've like perfected the online so well that it got to a point where I was just like fucking girls strictly off of online, because I was like, it was like ordering pizza, man. It was like fucking girls like coming to my door. So I basically cracked the code of Tinder as well, because it got to Tinder isn't as valuable as it used to be, but if you're still a very high value guy on Tinder, it'll still work. And they just came with a new feature that allows you to basically swipe right on the hottest girls. Do you guys have Tinder? So I'll actually show this to you guys right now. I might have done all my swipes for today. So there's like, fuck, she's hot. Let me see if I can, damn it. So now there's like this second tab. If you go on it, it'll actually let you pick, like you get picks every 24 hours, and it'll pretty much bring up the hottest girls to the front so that you can swipe on them or super like them or whatever. Yeah, you just figured this out, huh? And it's always like, it'll show too, it's like, this girl is a scholar. And like, they went to fucking Laurier or some shit. So, if for those who aren't from Canada, it's a school or whatever.